Radhakrishnan sir batch also, right? So, but anyway, we will start. I think my voice is audible, right? Anyone just confirm me?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. We'll start. And before into that, right? I'm just going to moving to. I'm just showing our syllabus, right? Then it will be very easy. Right. 1 second, because after CA1 we are just meeting, right? 1 second. I'm just moving to my syllabus. Okay, now we could see our syllabus, right? I think it's now getting presented, right? It's now showing, right? Right. And in module we have just now we have completed our lighting management, right? So energy management lighting system we have discussed, and task and working space we have discussed with the help of Dialect software, and optimization light energy with the help of we have discussed about Dialect software. So remaining bending topics in lighting system, that is called power factor and effect of harmonics and lighting and energy standard. So these are the bending topic will be in lighting system. We'll these are the some 4 mark 2 mark questions only. We'll discuss in sooner, right? And one more very important topic in second module, that energy management for motors and thermal station, power station. We are just going to see today. And lighting is the major parts we have discussed, and the remaining part will be like this, right? We'll see later. So not that much important topics over there. It's very easiest topic, right? And today I'm just planning about biggest topic in module 2 is now energy management by code generation. And what I'm just having a plan is that, so we'll have today itself we are just going to complete energy management by cogeneration, as well as types of cogeneration. Right? What are the types of cogeneration will be available in January, right? So we're going to see. And this is a plan, right? So today's plan. Now I'm just going to moving into a topic, right? Now I'm just going to share my PPT. Then you could able to see your today topic. So just inform to your friends also, right? So Radhakrishnan sir batch also. Just inform your teammates, right? Just kindly join to them, right? Already I just posted the tabs, right? Now you could see my slide, right? So you could see. Can you just confirm me whether it's visible?
Yes, sir.
Today's topic is very important topic, co-generation. In industry, this is a very important topic, right? So in industry, they people, what could I say? They will just enjoy it. Wherever just they will just working on this type of thing, they will definitely enjoy, right? So what is the very important things over here, right? So the name itself has some meaning, right? It's co-generation. So we're just going to generate something. So whenever you have a mindset, right? So we're just going to create something new, or maybe you're just going to generate something, just maybe you're just going to produce something, you will get inner happy, right? So you'll have feel the same way. Those people who are working in a power plant or maybe power generation, they will feel somewhat happy because they're just generating or maybe producing some amount of new kind of energy. They will feel happy. Many people they will happy. Many people will have struggle in something, because that is a hard seat in a power thermal station, right? So if something is went wrong, that entire city is getting a power failure issue. So some people will always like in a hard seat. Many people in working in a power station, they will feel happy. Some of the people will have the tension, right? So that higher efficiency, right? But anyway, that is a small scenario for a generator station. And what is in way today, we are just going to go with it co-generation. We'll discuss in detail with some interesting videos, right? Before into that, we'll have a conventional technology, right? So how that electricity is now generated. You people already well known about this topic, right? Because you people crossed so many industrial visit. You people crossed some of the course like called generation, the transmission distribution course, right? You could have that idea. So simply in conventional technology, how they're just producing electrical power in the sense they will use different kind of electricity energy, right? So sorry, with the help of different kind of coal energy or wind energy, hydro energy, right? So they are just commonly converted into common form into electricity. And this is the technology, right? So which is involved in this in the sense one alternator, one a turbine. So with this combination, you could able to convert to different form of energy into common electricity energy, right? So here in this picture, right, so I'm using natural gas, and I'm having an engine, maybe, right? So I'm using a natural gas, I'm just using engine. So natural gas is have some chemical, what could is it, chemical energy, and I'm just going to having compressed air over in my engine, and I'm just going to pass this natural gas into that combustion chamber. Here already we'll have a compressed air. There is a compressed air in the sense high pressure and high temperature in nature, right? That gas having. So due to this chemical reaction, definitely there is a huge fire is going to be getting ignited. So here now fire is getting developed, right? So now I'm just going to passing into turbine, right? So turbine is going to be getting turned in. This is called it's going to fixed in what's called a bearing. So due to this, there is a rotating energy is going to be developed. So that rotating energy is now transferred into my alternator. So again, my electrical setup is now here. You could able to generate electricity. So this is a small example of a gas turbine engine. So here my entire flow paranga, the natural gas is now converted into heat energy. Heat energy again is converted into rotational energy. Rotational energy is converted into electricity, right? So one way of generating electricity. We'll have the same natural gas, right? So I'm just using going to create some heat energy for a boiler, right? For example, boiler or maybe some of industrial applications, we needed heat energy. So for that purpose, again, we are just going to use this natural gas, and I'm having a heating unit, and I'm just going to apply natural gas, and there is a heat is going to be converted, and I'm just going to passing water itself. The water is going to be getting this heat, and it's going to be converted into heat energy or maybe steam energy. So this is a two individual different cycle, right? You could see easily, you could see here natural gas is now converted into electricity. Here natural gas is converted into heat energy. But we'll have in between, you will have a different stages, right? But anyway, this is called a conventional or maybe traditional method, right? Which we are already using, right? So if we are having the same technology, why it can't to be a single, right? So we are just going to convert, we are just going to convert this into, I'm just going to combine this two, right? I'm just going to combine this two system into a single system. So here I'm using the same natural gas as my input energy. You could see in individual patho, the ultimate aim is that we are just going to generate electricity as well as heat energy from a single input source. This is the exact meaning. It's very easy to understood. So in my conventional method, I'm using separate system to generate electricity as well as heat energy. So for that purpose, I need to take a different types of input. That is called a different individual inputs. But in cogeneration, I'm just using as a single input, right? Single input. But at the same time, I'm able to get my two different kind of output, that is electricity and heat energy from a single input. So that's why it's called co-generation. Co in the sense more than one. It could be co, right? So co-operator, coordinator. We'll have that more number of people are just working together to perform a particular task. The same way here, the particular task is that generating electricity and generating heat energy is my objective from my single input. So this is called co-generation concept, right? So we are just going to create two types of energy, that is called electricity energy and heat energy from a single input. So அதுக்கான system தான் co-generation unit, right? So in the co-generation unit, we are just going to today we are just going to discuss in detail. So right, so I think it's clear, right? So anyone just have a doubt, what is meant by co-generation in the sense, right? Well, anyway, we'll have a definition today for that purpose, right? So I'm just going to moving into next slide. And today's agenda will be introduction and what is the history and how it will help and application and advantage, and we're just going to conclude it. The same picture we have discussed just now. This is my traditional method and this is my co-generation method. So we are just going to generate both electricity and heat energy from a single input. So you could have that meaning. So we are able to get electricity as well as heat energy with a single input in the sense we are just going to reducing the electricity, input energy natural gas consumption. Say at the same way you could able to use utility of electricity, or maybe we are just able to get heat energy. So you could have both output, right? So you could able to reduce extra gas, right? So individual panina you could able to consume more natural gas. But if in a cogeneration technique, you could able to minimize your input, right? So this is one of our best usable method nowadays. There's just many companies, many residential areas, many people they're just moving to cogeneration technique, right? Instead of getting electricity from a TNEB or maybe government, right? So the people who they are just moving into their own cogeneration technique, we'll see step by step how it will be going to be work, right? As a household applicants, right, we could able to generate our own electricity with the help of a small IC engine, right? We're just going to discuss it later, right? No issues. And this is a simple principle about cogeneration. So the single picture it could able to tell you, right? Exactly. So the principle is it's nothing but we are just going to convert vegetable oil or bioethanol or heating oil or natural gas or coal or biomass, biogas or municipal waste. So these are different kind of input, right? For a cogeneration. For example, in thermal power plant, we could able to have two types of input: coal or water hydro, right? So we'll have that we'll having that conventional method. But in a cogeneration, we'll have different types of input: vegetable oil, right? Bioethanol, heating oil, natural gas, coal, biomass, biogas, and municipal waste, right? It's a olden technique, I guess, right? We will discuss. And these are my input towards my cogeneration plan, right? So in this cogeneration plant, what are the system it will be involved, right? So the system is going to be convert this type of fuel energy into my common electricity and heat energy. Definitely in between, this fuel is not able to directly convert it into power and electrical, right? So we couldn't able to direct. So we need a conversion machine, right? That is called my cogeneration plant. So what are the different types of system will be available to convert these different types of fuel into my output into power and heat. So we'll have different types of machines will be there. So for example, we having a gas turbine or generator, or maybe IC engine or generator, or have fuel cell, or have a steam turbine or generator. See, these are the different kind of examples. Different kind of machines will be available to convert this fuel into power in a cogeneration plant. We'll discuss one by one. So we are just going to discuss IC engine. We are just going to discuss about gas turbine. We are just going to see about the steam turbine. We are just going to see fuel cell. These are the things today we are just going to see. What are the working principles, how it's working, right? Steam turbine is how it's working, and the engine is how it's working. We're just going to see. And after that, so we're just going to do actually this is exactly we're just going to see. But as an energy management people, what actually we are going to do in a forthcoming classes, right? So first of all, today we need to understood the working principle of this different kind of cogeneration plant. Once you just able to understood, and we are just going to do monitoring as well as management before, right? So whatever you're just going to management, so we are just going to do some management on particular thing. In the sense, we just need to observe what is going to happening, right? So first of all, we need to observe, and then we're just going to monitor, and then we could able to, right, do management. So this is a way of doing management, right? So first of all, we need to understood what is the thing is going to happening inside cogeneration, right? So once we just got exact idea, then we are just going to moving into monitoring area with the help of sensors and measuring things. Once we are just able to measure and monitor in the sense, we could able to manage. So this is a way of flow of cogeneration we are I'm just planning about, right? So we could able to follow, right? So this is a simple principle. So anyway, a formal definition will be there. So what is cogenerate? So cogeneration is nothing but it's a process, right? So it's a process. Now we could see it's a simple process. We could able to convert. This is called a straightforward process, right? So single line process. We are just been converting this type of fuel energy into electricity energy. This common thing. So this is a common definition. It's a process in which an industrial facility uses its waste energy to produce heat and electricity. That's why I have just shown you different kind of waste energy. That is called vegetable oil, municipal waste, biomass, biogas, your human waste in our home, right? In our home, we are just producing a number of waste energy, right? So it's in the form of water or vegetable waste, right? So we're having a number of waste in our home. The same way industrial, the same way municipal waste, right? So we're just going to converting into usable heat as well as electricity. So this is called one type of small definition about cogeneration. And we could able to have like I say environmental friendly, because we are just using municipal waste and we are just converted into electricity. So you could also do environmental friendly also. We are just cleaning, right? So the same way, because we are just able to collect municipal waste and we are just converted into this those things. It will be called environmental friendly as well as, because inherently we are just telling that. So you are cleaning your municipal, right? So that's why small thing. And the ultimate aim is that it's simultaneously it's going to generate both and heat. So this is a fundamental thing. So it's just keep in your mind that, so what does make normal generation, we are just able to generate only electricity or maybe a heat energy. But in the cogeneration, keep in mind that we are just going to simultaneously generate both heat as well as electricity. That's the exact answer in cogeneration. In the sense, we are just going to generate two types of energy at the same time with the help of single input, right? That's a cogeneration, small concept. We are just going to see step by step. And history, so இதெல்லாம் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா around 18th century they have developed, right? So steam எப்போ human being evolve பண்ணி கண்டுபிடிச்சாங்களோ அப்பவே நம்ம கண்டுபிடிச்சாச்சு. It's a very old and traditional method. It's a very old method. So by late 18th century அவங்க steam கண்டுபிடிச்சிட்டாங்க. So steam energy வச்சு தான் we are just going to do everything, right? So for with the help of a steam you could able to produce steam engine. From the steam engine you could able to generate electricity energy, and you could able to again condensate. You could able to use your steam into again reusable water for other purposes. So these are two stage of things, right? So simply you are just going to have water, right? So now we are just going to heat up, you will get a steam, right? So if I'll have இங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா எனக்கு liquid இருக்கும், இங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா vapor particle இருக்கும், but the entire property has been changed. It has some kinetic energy and temperature. You could able to heat some applications, right? Again we are just going to condensate. You could able to reusable water, right? But இங்க 100% வாட்டர் கொடுக்கறனா couldn't able to exactly I'm just going to அதை recycle பண்ண முடியாது. Around 70 to 60% you could able to recycle, right? So in the types of techniques that still we are using, right? So it's a very old technique. So we'll see step by step. And we'll have the common procedure. We are now I'm just having a natural gas as my input, right? I'm just going to have a natural gas, methane or my propane is called my fuel, and I'm just going to apply into my gas turbine. For a small example, I'm still just telling, right? So I'm just going to apply into this combustion chamber. Here I'm just applying a compressed air over here. Definitely now there is a fire is getting developed, right? That is called ignition is happening, and fire is happening, and I'm just having a rotationable turbine over here, right? So this hot air plus this fuel, it's getting ignited, and a huge fire is now created, right? This fire and gas is going to be hit my turbine, and turbine is now attached with my alternator. Alternator is getting rotated, turbine is also rotated because of that. So we'll be able to generate electricity, right? So this one is happening. But after exhaust, right? After exhaust thing is now happening, right? So once this fire is happening, definitely the exhaust has also it needs to be getting eliminated, right? So I'm having one more path, right? So I'm just installing a very efficient heat exchanger over here in between my exhaust valve, right? So heat exchanger I'm just able to install in between my exhaust valve, right? So I'm just going to apply water into that heat exchanger. So now you could able to generate a normal cold water into hot water, and we'll have able to generate a steam, and you could able to heat some a particular room, right? So you could able to do process, and you could have the air condition, right? So we'll have different types of applications from this heat exchanger, right? So இங்க watch பண்ணீங்கன்னா this is called my system, right? So cogeneration system. This name is called cogeneration system, right? So now here we are using natural gas. That's why it's called a natural gas cogeneration. If we are using diesel is the input, now we will have an internal combustion engine over here, right? So then the same machine is called internal combustion engine cogeneration system, right? And the system is can able to generate electricity as well as heat, right? So this is what one more small example. So this is one type of generation will be available. So here itself I just discussed, right? Anyway, we're going to discuss in detail in forthcoming classes, right? And this is one type of cogeneration. So right, for example, I'm just going to play one more video, small video, right? So traditional method in cogeneration, what is the different in the sense? So before playing that video, you could have that meaning, right? So if we are people, we are here, right? We are just we are like act as a customers, consumers, right? So we are electrical consumers, electrical power supply consumers, right? So we are getting electrical power supply from around 400 kilometer from away here, because our biggest power plant will be somewhere located around 300 kilometer from away, right? So actually what they are doing, so they are simply generating electricity and they will transmitted that electrical power from there and to the customer side. So and it will be with the help of transmission line. So definitely we people as electrical engineer we should know, right? So in transmission during transmission time, definitely there is a huge loss because of we are using electrical conductors. So definitely there is it has own resistance, inductance, and capacitance. And during summer season, during winter or rainy season, definitely there is a losses going to happen in transmission line. For example, around 4 to 6% of total energy is going to be reduced with the help of that environmental issue, right? So around 4 to 6% is loss is happening in transmission during time, right? So transformer is a good one, but even though due to environmental conditions, various factors, definitely there will be 4 to 6% loss will be there in transmission. Right? Okay. So, for example, every generator in a power plant, it's not going to generate 100%, right? So it has its own problem in that. So definitely, every generator is going to be generate around 80% of load, for example. So if our output is now 80%, so other 4 to 6% is now getting eliminated due to my environmental issue during a transmission time. So அப்ப எனக்கு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா 70% output it's now generate ஆயிட்டு இருக்கு, for example, right, in Mettur. Again, so as a consumer, right, so we are from here, we are getting electricity, we are utilizing, right? The same way, if I need to do some heating applications, definitely again I'm just using, let assume, see paranga. So in my consumer side, I am only able to get electricity through electrical conductor, right? So if you're just able to heat something in our home or maybe residential or maybe industrial applications, so what they will do actually, again they will consume more electricity to perform that task, right? So if you are just going to heat some, that's why we'll discuss in very first class, right? A general GM company, right? So melting that metal, right? So we need to mold some object, right? So for that purpose, they're using electric furnace, right? So heating purpose. Again, they just consuming more electricity from a grid side. So this is a traditional way, but in a power plant itself, right? So there is a huge amount of steam is now getting generated. Let us have a coal-fired thermal power plant. So here, see, that steam is now heated on turbine. Turbine is now getting rotated, and electricity is generating. That electricity only we are just getting. But on the remaining steam, again they will use into for various purposes, right? Again, they will use various purpose. Once that steam is getting output from a steam turbine, they will do condense it, and then they will get again water. Then again they will use for remaining purposes. But அங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா இப்ப heat energy is now utilized in power station itself. As a consumer, we are not able to getting heat energy. Again, we are depending upon that electricity again. So this is one of our drawback in a normal power generation. If it is a co-generation in the sense, right? So we are just getting electricity as well as heat energy at the same thing. So we'll see one small video. You could able to have a clear comparison between co-generation as well as normal generation. Now I'm just going to present my video presentation. We'll see one more company real-time video. You could able to have that exact meaning. Now I'm still looking for that video. Once again, you could exactly got a point, right? So what is uh, cogeneration? What is what could I say, called normal traditional method of electrical power transmission? You could able to understood, and what are the advantages over there? I'm just going to looking for a video tab. Once again, got it. Around 4 members absent. Okay, anyway. I think my screen is visible, right? Anyone just confirming?
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you. Right, I'm just playing and right, see.
As an ideal example of a distributed energy system, the Yanmar micro cogeneration system.
So this is one more company video. I just took it from a Yanmar company, which is a USA-based company.
Has been receiving a lot of attention. A typical generation system only generates electricity. In doing so, a large amount of heat energy is lost. The Yanmar.
So this we just now discussed, right? If it is a thermal plant we are having in the sense, if we are using coal and instead of they are just showing gas, just assume, right? So if we are using a thermal power station, coal is now input, and this is automated system that is generator. and we are generating electricity, and we are just transferring that power from around 200 kilometers, 300 kilometers from away, right? And their heat is now getting lost in thermal power station, but they will use again, they will use in the power plant itself. But as a customer, as a consumer, we are not able to getting that heat energy, because we are not able to transmit this heat energy from away from that around 300 kilometers. Because electrical power, it's easy to transmit with the help of electric conductor, but you couldn't able to having that transportation, right? So heat energy. So again, as a consumer, if you need a heat energy, for example, in our home, we're using for electrical appliances in our home, we'll have a water heater, or maybe winter time we are just using instead of air heating, we're having one more heating system in our home. If it is a latest to have a industry, right? So there will n number of heating press will be there for industry purpose, electric furnace, many things will be there. So again, they will depend upon electrical power. They are consuming more electricity. So instead of this is a small drawback by using this conventional traditional method, but it's now still it's running. But many companies, some of renewable type of companies, they are using CHP type, that is called combined heat and power. That's why we are just going to discuss, right? That's called cogeneration, right? So CHP method, that is called combined heat and power, that's called CHP, that is called cogeneration. So they are just moving into cogeneration area. We'll discuss in detail, right?
Micro cogeneration system generates electricity and minimizes lost heat by recovering waste heat from its gas engine, which can be used to supply hot water, reducing the overall energy loss dramatically. Compared to conventional
Yes, I'm just going to pass it somewhere here. I already told that some of us, my understanding purpose, I'm just telling like that, right? Around 80% of generation going to be generated, transmission loss 4 to 6%, and heat loss will be 60% in thermal station itself, and we are getting only electricity about 40%. This is the overall picture I get it from the company, as well as there is one more latest survey is happening in UK, right? So UK based survey, around 46% of electricity only we are getting, right? So due to n number of losses, right?
electricity generation,
So this is a normal traditional power thing, right? It's now flowing.
electricity can be generated near to where it is used, so recovered heat can be utilized. This greatly enhances the overall.
So this is CHP method, which we are just going to study right now. So the same way, instead of using coal-fired system, we are using natural gas, and we are having gas turbine into this small system, and we could able to generate electricity, and we are getting maximum electricity around 85%. It's only we could able to have a 15% loss, right? So the simple thing is that, so mind வச்சுக்கோங்க. So என்னுடைய generation station is now 300 kilometers away from my area, in the sense that is called my normal power station. So in CHP, what we will do, so we are just going to install this small type of a generation system. We are just going to install nearby building, or nearby in our home, or maybe nearby our gardening, right? So you could able to like it's like a portable generator. So we could see generator, it's running in industry the same way. In CHP, in the sense we are able to install small type of power generation unit nearby our home, or individual household applications we could able to install. As a residential, they could install. That's why we could able to utilize that heat is which is going to be developed inside that machine. We could able to also recover. So but in thermal station 300 kilometer away we couldn't able to transport that heat which is developed inside that turbine engine, right? So steam heat பண்ணி தானே நம்ம alternator rotate பண்றோம் இல்லையா? So on the heat energy we couldn't able to transport from 500 kilometer. That's a big drawback over that. But if you're able to install nearby our building or nearby household thing, you could able to transport that heat energy, and you could able to trace in our various applications. That's a big important difference between my CHP, that is called cogeneration, and normal traditional generation. There's a big difference, right?
Efficiency, giving significant energy savings and lower costs. The key to the Yanmar micro cogeneration system is the highly reliable gas engine. This highly efficient gas engine developed by Yanmar gives low emissions and low fuel consumption.
Yes, it's very easy, right? So I already told that. So we are just going to convert fuel energy to electricity, right? So how it's going to work, right? So in cogeneration, in the sense, we are getting a municipal waste, and we are getting a vegetable waste from our home, and human waste, right? So many waste we are just creating, right? So once we're just collecting those wastage and we're just going to dumping into some locations, right? So we're just doing some chemical technique over there, right? So definitely due to natural gas is going to be getting created, that is called my methane or propane, right? So now I'm just going to store into some particular cylinder. So it's already we have discussed in our olden days before LPG, liquid petroleum gas, we are just using in our kitchen, right? So LPG cylinder over there. Like, but in olden days, in southern India, maybe northern India, many people they just using biogas, right? You got idea of biogas. So in olden days, so animalஸோட வேஸ்டேஜ்ல வந்துட்டு என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க, they just dumping it one பெரிய டிக்ல கொட்டிடுவாங்க, மூடி வச்சிருவாங்க. And due to chemical reactions, some natural gas is going to be formed. And the gas என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க, they just going to allowed into some cylinder, and that cylinder it's now getting built. Now it's getting pressure is now getting more built, right? And then this is going to fire it, right? So the same technique, right? The same technique we are using some different kind of mechanism that like this engine. We are just passing this natural gas over here. So and we are also passing compressed air over also here. Now the fire is getting created over here. The same, and that's why I told that it's very old and traditional method. So then the fire is going to getting created, and the piston is now getting upward and downward motion. Then crankshaft is getting rotated, and if the crankshaft is here rotating, now my attached shaft is also rotating, and the shaft is now again connected to my alternator, that is our electrical generator, right? So we could able to rotate this generator and you could able to generate electricity, right? The same way. So this is one type. So inga pathina electricity is now generating the same way here. A huge fire is now is getting developed, right? So definitely the engine part is now getting heated, right? So now I'm just going to placing here a heat exchanger over here, and heat exchanger is going to be exchange, right? So it's going to exchange that heat, and I'm just passing a cold water, and due to exchange principle, right? So the normal water is now getting heated, and I'm just able to have that hot water. So bathing purpose or maybe drinking purpose, you could able to do in our household applications. If you're having large number of machines in a residential area or maybe industrial area, you could able to have that steam also, right? We'll see small animation over here. I'm just going to play it once again.
This engine also boasts a 10,000-hour maintenance interval, one of the industry's longest for a gas cogeneration engine. The high-performance generator provides a generating efficiency of 95% or more. Yanmar has succeeded in making it extremely compact and lightweight. Inverters allow easy connection of the Yanmar cogeneration system to commercial power systems and make it possible to match the generated output to the load. This allows 100% of the output power to be utilized.
So we'll have a inverter over here, right? So based upon your electrical load, definitely my variation in rotation, it will be getting changed, right? The speed of my IC engine, maybe gas engine, may be getting varied, but I need a constant output. For the purpose, we're having inverters, right? So now generating in nature, it will be alternating, right? So it will be in flex, the frequency will be somewhat different. Now I'm just going to convert it into DC, and the DC again, I'm just going to convert it into flexible. Instead of a flexible AC, I'm just going to generate a constant frequency power supply, right?
The brazed heat exchanger features an ultra-compact design that requires only about 20% of the space of conventional heat exchangers and offers increased heat and corrosion resistance for even higher reliability. This combination of the latest cogeneration technology and a world-class gas engine ensures a stable supply of electricity and hot water from Yanmar units. In multiple unit installations, the operation of each unit is automatically controlled according to power.
For example, in industry, if for a household applications, you could able to install any one type of any only one small unit. It's enough, right? So as a single gas engine, you could able to develop to 5 kilowatts, right? So for our household applications, will be around 5 kilowatts and energy. You could able to calculate, right? So every single tube it will be around 36 watts. You could able to calculate, right? So everything it will be around 5 kilowatts. So as a single household application, you could able to install small single CHP unit in your nearby your home. You could able to utilize this power, right? So the same way you could able to reduce your electricity bill, right? So and then if you're just able to generate more electricity, then you could able to export into grid, right? You could able to get the money over also, right? So that.
or
If it is
demand.
an industry, we need multiple units. You need multiple units, right? So many number of single CHP, and combined group together, you could perform a major works, right?
And by rotating unit operation schedules, the whole system reliability is optimized. This control is achieved by the Yanmar system controller, which controls and monitors
So you could able to have that real-time data
unit
also.
operation. This controller includes a calendar function that enables operation to be preset according to the needs of the user. With top-class low operating noise and a world-class maintenance interval, service
Any reason IC engine is nothing but our car engine or bike engine look like that, right? So it needs around 10,000 hours running time constant. We are just going to go with it, changing oils, right? So frequent maintenance there, it will be interval time. So 3 months once we are just going to do a maintenance. It will be somewhat it's good one.
servicing is only required once every 2 to 3 years. Yanmar's lineup also includes
So this way I told that cogeneration is very useful as well as important one, right? So we are just converting waste into electricity, right? If you're not having any cogeneration technique, we are only depend upon grid power, right? So we are just need to pay about more electricity bills because we are just straight away consuming electricity, right? If we people are having this type of cogeneration in our home, right, we are now converting food waste and animal manure, right? So the animals waste and excess sludge from company and municipal waste, we are just going to store in on reservoir tank. Now here, due to natural, right, natural gas is going to be created, that is called methane, and maybe a propane, right? Sometimes now we are just doing some chemical reactions over here, definitely we will get a natural gas, and this is a flow, right? So in our olden days, our previous generation people, they are using biomass, the same technique, still it's working, right? So it's now getting changing,
biogas cogeneration
and we're just getting pressured over here. That's now pressure is now getting built up, and we're just going to do what could I say, for increasing that efficiency of that fuel, we are just doing desulfurication. And
systems
once
that provide
we are
electricity
getting biogas, we are just going to apply into my gas turbine engine, right? So gas turbine engine is called, we are just going to creating a fire and turbine arrangement, we are having alternate arrangement, and instantly we could able to generate electrical power as well as heat towards my residential building or maybe industry. If it is residential building, a single unit is more than enough. If it is industry, we need a multiple CHP unit, that's all. So this is why waste into my electricity. So this is why you could able to reduce your electricity energy consumption also, right, from a grid. So this is why it's one more eco-friendly method, because we are using this one low carbon emission. So eco-friendly, we are just cleaning environment. So with the help of removing this waste into electricity, we'll have a number of advantage over in CHP, combined heat and power plant system.
and hot water using methane-based gas from hot springs or biogas derived from livestock manure, food waste or sewage sludge. The micro cogeneration system is available in
So these are the various different types of CHP will be available in Yanmar company. We'll have a number of companies, Mitsubishi also there. Many companies are generating this type of uh, uh, CHP plants. There is from 5 kilowatts to 35 kilowatts, right? So it's huge power. It will be.
capacities from 5 to 35 kilowatts to meet a wide range of needs. In Newcastle upon Tyne in England,
So this is one more case study, right? So this is called Newcastle, UK. So they are
the
using
Yanmar cogeneration system is
cogeneration
being
techniques.
used to generate electricity and hot water, with the waste heat being used for tomato cultivation. In this way, energy is being used very effectively.
Our carbon footprint by 20 tons of CO2. The bills associated with the energy bills associated with the project were again reduced by 10%. So there's real sort of money savings there as well. And also as a byproduct of the unit, the excess heat from this CHP unit then enabled us to use that in our organic growing gardens.
So this is one more company from Japan.
At the Saga City Sewage Treatment Center in Japan, to make use of the methane gas produced by sludge treatment, 16 Yanmar biogas cogeneration systems are in operation.
非常にその故障の発生率も少ない、実際ほとんどトラブルが起きないということで、自動で何事もなく運転してくれてる。消火ガスの 使用量に対してっていうんですかね、発生量ほぼ 100% を有効な形で今のところ
Here you could see many number of individual CHP are grouped together in industry. Every exhaust you could see exhaust, right? Individual exhaust wall, right? So you could see many number of CHPs, and it could able to. This is called my yellow line. It's now indicates that my hot water is coming, right? So and this is my water line. So you could see hot pipelines, many things, right?
利用できています。
So this is what my white line also told that the steam is now going, right? So this is a simple idea about a CHP, how it's actually working, right? So CHP in the sense we are just converting normal wastages of energy, that is called animal waste, human waste, and vegetable municipal waste. We're just converting into natural gas, and natural gas is now again converted into two forms of energy: one is electricity and heat energy. The same time we are just converting two types of energy. This is called cogeneration. So you got exact idea, right? So what is mean by cogeneration, right? So now we are just generating two type of energy from a single source. So this is a ultimate aim. Now I'm switching to my PPT. 1 second. We have different types of conversion engine. We just now discussed gas engine, steam engine, and IC engine. We'll see step by step. Right. I think my screen is visible. Yes. Right. And how it will help actually. Right. So if you are just able to install a cogeneration plant in our home, right, maybe in our home or a residential building, you could able to save around 70 to 90% of energy, right? So because you are just converting wasted energy, right? So that's why this much important thing is now applicable in my CHP, because we are straight away we are just not investing anything. We are just only investing about buying that CHP, that is cast turbine, heat exchanger, that setup, alternator setup, inverter setup. Only we are just buying, right? So remaining things we are just giving as an input, or maybe sometimes we are not having any waste energy. You could able to buy a petrol or diesel. You could able to make it as a fuel, right? So otherwise you could able to use waste energy. And this is the comparison traditional power between my CHP. So in my CHP, you could able to only last about 10 to 15%, because we are installing nearby my utility, right? So we are just installing. There is no transmission loss. There is no heat loss is going to happen, because everything we are just getting nearby my plant, right? But in my traditional, we are what could I say? We are just transmitting a power with the help of transmission line. We are not able to get a heat energy, because the heat energy is only utilized by power plant only, not from consumers, right? So this is a huge loss is happening in traditional, and in cogeneration, it will be everything is utilized by customers, right? Because it's located nearby my building. That's why. And we'll have a components of cogeneration. It's very important. Two more question. What are the different components that could be involved in a cogeneration technique? So first thing, we need a prime mover, right? So and we need a fuel system. We need a generator. We need a heat exchanger. We need a cooling system. We need a combustion as well as ventilation system. We need a control system. We need a enclosure, right? So we need to close that entire body. You could see the Enmar company. They're just choosing like a suitcase type of box, right? Vertical box, that is called enclosure. We need to reduce that noise, right? With the help of ecosystem, we are just going to reduce noise. So we need a good enclosure, because IC engine, it will create some noise. Like you could see scooty, bike, car, everything is getting created in some noise. We need to a perfect enclosure to enclose it, right? So we need a control system. So these are the very basic components we already know, right? So prime mover, that is called my gas engine, or maybe a steam engine, or maybe a IC engine, right? So we'll have prime mover and fuel system and generator electrical part, and heat exchanger, that is called heat recovery system, heat recovery, steam recovery, HRGCS, and cooling system, and ventilation system. Control system is also important, and we'll have an enclosure. So these are the different types of components that will be involved in cogeneration, that is called combined heat power generation system, right? So we'll see and various types of power plant about cogeneration. What are the different forms of CHP will be available? What are the different types of cogeneration power plant will be available? So generally speaking, there is a two-cycle power plant, topping cycle and bottom cycle. So what they just using topping cycle? What are they just meaning bottom cycle? We'll see. So before into topping cycle, I'm just going to give you a small difference between topping cycle and bottom cycle. Topping cycle, in the sense, our primary aim is that we are just going to generate electricity. If it's so, if our primary aim is to generate electricity, in the sense, that is called my topping cycle power plant. If our primary aim is that you are just going to generate a heat energy, if you are just going to generate a steam, that is called my bottom cycle power plant. That is the difference between those two things. So electricity, if you are just focusing on mainly electricity generation, anyway, the cogeneration itself has the meaning, right? So we are just going to generate electrical power. So I'm just mentioning P, and I'm just going to generate a heat. So if we are just going to generate both types of energies, that is called combined power heat. That is combined heat and power. That is called, simply they will call it as, in the industry people they will call it as CHP, combined heat power generation. That is called cogeneration, right? So இதில் ரெண்டு டைப்னு பார்த்துருக்கோம், டாப்பிங் சைக்கிள், பாட்டம் சைக்கிள். டாப்பிங் சைக்கிள்ஸ்னா என்ன ரீசன்னா, we are majorly focusing on electricity, as well as we are just using heat also, but majorly we are focusing electricity, in the sense, that is called a topping cycle power plant. If you are majorly focused on heat generation, then those things will be called as bottoming, right, cycle power plant. So we'll go step by step. In topping cycle power plant, we'll have four types of basic things. One is called combined cycle power plant, steam turbine power plant, internal, that is called IC engine, internal combustion engine power plant, that is called petrol diesel, right? And we'll have a gas turbine. We'll see step by step in our future classes. I think we reached 10:55. So anyway, time is now going little fast, right? So we are just going to go with the combined cycle and steam turbine. We are just going to see each and every one, right? Working principle and operation. So it will be around 10 minutes. So 10 minutes from முடிச்சிடலாம். Once we have just understood everything, right? How it's working and how it's generating electricity and heat, then we are just going to do managing. That is called our most important topic, energy management on cogeneration. That's what very important topic, right? So in tomorrow classes, we are just going to see about working principle and energy management. That is the most important, energy management on cogeneration. So we'll see, right, in forthcoming classes. So before into that, we need to understand the process, right? We need to understand the process, what is happening inside the CHP. That's why. So everything is end with CHP முடியும் பார்த்துக்கோங்க. Combined cycle CHP, steam turbine CHP. So I'm just going to play one small animation video about the combined cycle CHP, right? So it will be very interesting. So that is called General Electric Company. They're just working, right? So as well as Siemens companies also, they're just generating as well as manufacturing their gas turbine engine. So tomorrow we are just going to see step by step, and today I'm just going to play one small video. So about combined cycle, right? Combined steam and as well as electricity power generation cycle, right? It is one kind of CHP, combined CHP. I'm just going to looking for the video. Right, I could see my thing, right? So this is combined cycle power plant, that is called General Electric Company, right? So meanwhile, or 5 minutes circle, you could see that animation. You could have that how that combined cycle it could be used, right? So I'm just playing.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jackie, and I will be your guide throughout the plant tour. Does anyone know what a combined cycle power plant is all about? Well, let me put it this way. The plant is a cleaner and efficient way of producing electricity and even captures wasted heat and uses it to increase the plant's electrical output. Now, please follow me and let's move towards our first stop. In front of us, you can see a gas turbine. This one is our 9HA. This turbine weighs approximately 400 tons, almost the equivalent weight of a fully loaded Boeing 747 aircraft. A gas turbine, the heart of a power plant, compresses air and mixes that air with fuel, which is ignited. The hot air fuel mixture moves through gas turbine blades, making them spin. The fast-spinning turbine drives a generator that converts the spinning energy into electricity.
Just now you have discussed, right? So here they are just using a gas turbine. It's compressed as is now allowing to that gas turbine, and we are just allowing a fuel mixture, and there is a ignition is happening, and turbine is over this blue color tolerance. It's my turbine. It's now getting rotated, and I'm just getting electricity. The same way, next step, this is one cycle, right? So this is one cycle of energy conversion. that is called my gas plus compressed air is now converted into electricity, right? So there is one more that is called combined cycle. There is one more cycle is coming. See,
Behind the gas turbine, you can see another key component, the Heat Recovery Steam Generator, HRSG. Its mission is to capture exhaust heat from the gas turbine that would otherwise escape through the exhaust stack. Thanks to the captured exhaust heat, the HRSG generates steam where it is then delivered to a steam turbine, making even more electricity. Pretty
now here we are having gas turbine, right? So exhaust gas always it is getting producing, right? So the exhaust gas என்ன பண்றேன்? I'm just allowing this exhaust gas after this generation of electricity. I'm just allowing this exhaust gas. So already we have that flue gas having some heat energy because of fire is getting generated in gas turbine. So more high temperature flue gas is coming, and I'm installing a very heavy heat exchanger over here near to that gas turbine outlet. We are having a heat exchanger. I'm allowing normal water into this heat exchanger. Due to this flue gas heat, my and as well as heat exchanger, my normal water is getting more heated. So due to this, again steam is getting created. I'm just again I am just using this steam. I'm just able to getting steam, and I'm just going to store it in a cylinder, and I'm just getting that is called a large size of vessel, and where I'm just generating more number of pressurized steam, and again I'm just passing that pressurized steam into the again this might alternator turbine blade. Again என்னவாகும் அந்த very pressurized air steam that is now allowed into this my turbine. Again more number of electricity is going to be generated. This is called two cycles now again is here combined. One is natural gas plus gas turbine, one is called steam, right? So from this flue gas exhaust gas I'm just able to generate steam. Again that steam is now applied to this turbine. So this is called two cycle, that is why it's called combined cycle power plant. So anyway we are just going to discuss in forthcoming
cool,
classes.
huh? We are now approaching our next stop, the steam turbine. Can you see those huge bundles of pipes running out of the HRSG? It is the main steam piping, which brings high temperature and high pressure steam from the HRSG to the steam turbine. Here we are, the steam turbine. This piece of equipment uses steam to spin the generator. Similar to the gas turbine, the high temperature and pressure steam passes through the steam turbine blades, turning the generator to make more electricity. Here we are at the generator. This is where the magic happens. The spinning of the gas and steam turbines drives the generator rotor to spin, converting mechanical energy.
Now you could see in my left side gas turbine is propelling my alternator, right, with the help of turbine. Again என்ன ஆகுது இங்க flue gas create ஆகுது. இந்த flue gas is now responsible for creating steam. That steam is again I am just passing to this opposite direction, and I am just going to allow the one more turbine that is called one more end, right? So now in between I have a generator, right? We have two sides. Here that gas turbine is driven this alternator blade, and as well as here I'm just having a steam, right? I'm just applied here, and the both input energy is now driven my alternator, and through this output I'm just getting as a transformer and electrical grid. This is called two cycle, right? So that's why it's called a combined cycle power plant.
Energy into electrical energy. Okay, folks, let's continue our tour.
This is what my transformer output, right? So you could able to step up, and you could able to
Running
apply it into
out
grid.
from the generator is the bus duct, which conducts generated electricity from the generator to a transformer, enabling the electricity to be sent to the power grid, to which we connect our home, schools, businesses, pretty much everything. The last stop of our plant tour is the control room. Everything you just saw is being monitored and controlled in real time, right
So
from
this is a
this
very more
very
important
building.
topic, that is called Here only we are just doing
Farewell.
energy management, right? That is called
Well,
control
folks,
system.
this wraps up our tour of GE's combined cycle plant. It was a pleasure having you here, and we hope you enjoyed the experience. See.
So I think thank you all for joining, and I hope that, right. So what is a Go generation? I hope that you just understood, right. Anyway, so we'll meet by 4 coming classes, right. With the help of this technique, we are just going to go with that management, right. So I think I'm just going to wind up over here, and we'll meet by next classes. Thank you all. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.